you.
All right, boom. You can hear me, right?
We can hear you.
We are recording the first quadruple guest. Triple guest? 4 people.
4 people pod.
4 people pod.
The full pod.
Welcome. Welcome to third time for you.
Third time, yes.
Second time for you.
Yep.
First time for Jack.
Yeah, first time for me.
Bro, what's going on? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Not a lot really. Just focusing a bit on next year. Is a big year for me. So personally, this year's been a bit quiet and just getting the hustle down. But I'm about ready to get some lifestyle back into my routine. Go and do a bit of traveling next year and spend some time with some friends and go overseas and see family. So
now, I met you through Eli, but you're not doing that job anymore now. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing electrical now. So, yeah, as you know, me and Eli met each other, 3-4 years ago?
Probably about that, yeah.
Yeah, down at the local stomping ground known as Frank's. Shout out to Frank's.
Shout out to Frank's.
Yeah, so Eli is obviously a very talented chef, and we crossed paths just by, I don't know, whether it was Harry at the time trying to...
I think you came in once and we had a chat.
Yeah.
And then,
there was that. And then he was like flirting with me on Instagram, like in the DMs.
Harry,
You're a handsome man.
Yeah, Harry was. Yeah, it was a bit concerning, but you know, it worked out well.
Bro, what's going on there?
Well, who knows? You know what Harry's like? Friendly guy.
Yeah, he's pretty friendly.
But yeah, he was trying to tap me up for about 2 years to come work for him. So yeah, ended up doing a couple of years with Eli and those guys down there, and now on to new things with the electrical. So
How's the wedding planning going?
it's not even that stressful, to be honest. We're over the hump. So
That's because you ain't doing anything. She's doing it all.
yeah, she's definitely doing all the hard work and all the hard yards behind the scenes. So shout out to Georgie and thanks for that.
I had her on the podcast as well.
You did, yeah. She was one of the first 15 or so.
Yeah, one of the first 15, I think.
There you go.
What, up to like 50 something now? 16. What number? What number is this in the podcast world for
This is exclusive number 69. It's quite fitting that I decided to do number 69 with blokes, just so that I didn't, open myself for opportunities to get cancelled.
Wasn't planned at all.
No,
Pure coincidence.
pure. Well, I was supposed to do a podcast yesterday, but she cancelled on me because she was hungover because she went out for her birthday the night before. Totally fine. I knew that was happening, so yeah, so it just happened.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a nice coincidence.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tion, what's going on?
Not much, really, in my world. Still DJing, still teaching, still praying for warmer weather in Melbourne. Still being a father, still being a partner. So, yeah, not much has changed, really. It's ramping up now. Now it's getting warmer, slightly warmer, in terms of the spring carnival, in terms of the F1 coming up, in terms of weddings and engagement parties and all those kind of warm, summery events. So my DJ's ramping up for that. But then at the same time, I get school holidays, so it kind of balances itself out. But that's pretty much it from me. Thank you for asking.
That's all right. And Eli, you've started a new job.
Yeah, recently, yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's different. Yeah, I really like it.
It's real different.
Yeah. So obviously, cooking for 25 years. I finished up with my last role for both Levi's and Frank's, which was a 7-year job, which was amazing, and it was so much fun to develop both those cafes with Harry and Lucas, which was amazing. But yeah, I'm trying to do something a little different now, and I'm working for Mila, the company Mila, and I'm like a demonstrator or like a help with their functions and lots of other things coming up within the company, and I show people how to get the most out of their products in the home economist world, which is it's very cool, man.
So like consumers buy the Miele appliances and then come to demonstrations. And
so I try and transfer all the knowledge that I have about using, because obviously the products that the company has are very similar to the products you'd find in like proper restaurant kitchens like your combi ovens and stuff like that. So we try and help people get the most out of that oven and try and get that restaurant quality food at home just by giving them some direction and some guidance, which is really cool.
Anybody needs some guidance on some Miele products, you know who to contact. Do you guys have Miele appliances?
Not yet.
Not
Me either. Not yet. No.
Discount.
We're getting some discussions.
So someone got some appliances when you started a new job, and I went over there. I was like, shit.
Full Miele sign on the front of the house and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
well, they're
like,
an incredible brand. They got some cool stuff, so yeah, it's interesting.
oh my God, what is that cat doing? He's like trying to jump up on that thing, pull down that battery.
Gotta watch that one.
Yeah, I know. He's like reckless.
He was loving the pizzas too.
I know. Shout out to Euro Pizza on Bernard Street, #1 pizza in Cheltenham. Now, what are we calling this podcast? I think
90310 or something.
3192.
As long as I'm Brian Austin Green or something.
3192. Oh.
Oh, actually, Georgie came up with a really good name.
Go on.
Guys Untucked.
Guys,
Was it
untucked.
Untucked?
Guys untucked.
Was it Untucked or something?
I'm not sure. She didn't tell me.
She said to me, she goes, I spoke to Jack about it, and he said, no, we can't call her that. It's too gay.
It's probably something I would say if I was listening.
Untucked.
What
Boys
does
un-
that mean? Untucked? Like,
Well, it's
like
'cause it's-
dressed?
Just you're unpacking stuff, right?
Because it's unbuttoned. Untucked.
Maybe.
Mate, no.
You wanted to go off road.
No, I didn't. No, I thought it was you want to do off road.
You suggested it.
Did I? What,
Yeah.
off road?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We have to look at the poll on WhatsApp.
I think I chose the other one.
I think 3192.
Oh,
Because we're from Cheltenham, right?
Makes
So
sense.
that kind
right.
of makes sense,
That's
right?
right.
It does make
It
sense.
makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do questions. Has everybody thought of a question to ask?
Mine's
One question each.
mine's sort of directed at all of you, but yeah, it could take a while to get through. So
Sounds like there's lots to unpack.
That's okay.
let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's dive straight in.
my question was to all of you guys: if you could spend time with anyone and be in any place in the world, who would it be and why?
Ooh.
It's a tricky one because there's so many options.
So anyone and why? Who would spend time with?
Yeah, it could be, just your everyday person, like one of your mates, or even celebrities, any walk of life,
Anywhere in the world.
anywhere in the world, and any person. And why would you want to spend that time with them?
Is there a finite amount of time that we're spending with this person, or is it forever? What
Not
is
forever.
Just,
Not forever. Just just maybe say a week.
So like say
A week.
Yeah. What's wrong with a week? You're
Okay.
overseas
Okay.
potentially,
Okay.
Interesting.
unless you're going to New Zealand for a day. I don't know.
I got to go. I'm going to New Zealand in January
Nice.
for a wedding.
Nice.
I've never been.
I've never been either.
I have. It's very nice and clean.
Nice and clean.
Nice and clean and crisp. Lovely people. Great food. It reminds me of how Australia was probably 20 years ago. Very slightly more laid back. A lot cleaner. I wasn't here 20 years ago, so I don't know.
Have you been snowboarding there?
I've been snowboarding at Mount Buller.
Okay.
That's not New Zealand, though, is it?
No, that's not. That's Melbourne.
This is
that-
definitely not New Zealand.
Closer to 3192. Oh! Than New Zealand, so. No.
Yeah.
Right, so if I'll go first. So
go on.
going away for a week overseas, probably be my parents, really. I love them, I miss them, and because I'm living here and working here with my partner and my kids and stuff, because I don't get to see them, it'd probably be my parents.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's so wholesome.
Yeah, it's very wholesome of you. You are a wholesome guy.
Funnily
though.
enough, I saw something on Instagram, as you do. I think it was yesterday, actually, and
Oh, I've got a new friend here.
an interviewee asked the interviewer how many times do you see your parents? And they said, twice a year. And they're like, okay. How long will they live? And they're like, okay, probably another 10 years. So it's like, well, you're going to see your parents 20 more times, see, before they die. And it was like, whoa, I need to go spend more time with them. So, yeah.
That definitely puts it into perspective, especially
100%.
when we live this far away, like me.
Exactly
And
right.
Yeah. You like the seasons, like when people say how many seasons you're going to get with someone, like, and then you break it into the seasons, that always trips me out. It's like 6 more summers or whatever, or, like you're saying that, like you're going to see him 6 more times. If you might see him once a year, you might only see him once each summer that per year. So you only get 6, It always trips me out when people break like time, the finite of time.
Time you can't get back.
Well, especially the last 4 years, it's been all over the place, isn't it? So it's been tricky for everyone.
Definitely.
And you, Eli? What's your answer to that question?
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't think I would ask to spend time with someone that wasn't alive at the moment. I think I'd rather spend time with obviously my family as close as possible, but being able to be somewhere where we could really enjoy our life and enjoy some time away. So probably somewhere like I've always wanted to go to like Paris or something and see like and eat at all those beautiful restaurants and cafes and stuff like that over there. And just obviously my girlfriend and my immediate family. I would love to do because we've always been so separate throughout our whole lives. Like, my father was separate with my mother, and then so I spent a lot of time between them. And then obviously, my sister moved to Melbourne young, and then I moved to Brisbane, and then my brother said, and we've always just been scattered like a bunch of vagabonds. That it would be so nice to bring everyone together that was close to me and my immediate family, and just do like a holiday where we all got to enjoy ourselves together. That would be nice.
What's the number one dish that you want to eat in France?
I think just like trying some of those amazing pastries, going to like the cordon bleu school or something like that. That would be really cool. Cedric or something like that.
Are you watching that Netflix series Emily in Paris?
No, I'm not. No, I'll definitely have to not put a pin in that one.
Yeah, because she's going to Italy now.
Okay.
Yeah, she's moved.
Rome, is it? Emily in Rome?
Yeah, Emily in Rome.
Rome, yeah.
Hey, so you watching it?
Sarah does. Shout out to Sarah.
Shout out, Sarah.
Shout out to Sarah.
Well, Huddy and Rio as well.
Absolutely. Hadi and Ria. How about you? Who would you spend time with?
God. I think I'd have to spend time with my mate that passed away.
Okay.
Just go spend some more time with him.
Hang out, chat,
Yeah.
eat, laugh,
Like,
socialise.
because he was just such a
Dude.
brother to me,
Yeah.
and I miss him so much still. Yeah.
It must be difficult.
I mean, the last time I saw him was his wedding night.
Yeah.
I drove him home after the reception.
Yeah, it's always a tricky one when you think about time that's passed and the opportunities that perhaps you missed or you didn't know. Well, you just take it for granted, don't you? The time that you spend with people.
And you just don't know how much time you've got left. Oh my God, this fucking cat. Hang on a second.
He's chewing on that cable. Love it.
Technical difficulty with some cats.
Real.
Don't worry, I'm not going to edit that shit out. Yeah, what about you?
I think much alongside what Tion said, really. Time with my family, especially, I've reconnected with my dad the last sort of 5-6 years, and that's been a really beautiful journey. So just getting to do the basic things, nothing crazy, like go go-karting with him or, go and have like a few beers on a nice summer's day. Same for, my mum and my sister. Sister's just had a baby boy. So, I'm looking forward to meeting him for the first time, which will be awesome.
Her first?
Yeah, her first, yeah.
So you're an uncle?
I am, yeah, first time. So, yeah, really excited to meet him.
It's cool being an uncle, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
How many kids do you want? That's not my question.
Question
Probably.
is, how many do you already have?
How many?
Shout out to Georgie.
How many do you not know about?
Oh, wow.
Well,
Well, how would he know if he doesn't know about it? That's
Exactly.
a rhetorical question.
Trick question, right?
there you go.
Guess.
I'm going to say 2. I think any more than 2 is probably chaos.
That you want?
Oh, that's not the guess. That's what he wants.
That's not my guesstimation.
Yeah. No, that's
Well,
not
my
what
guesstimation is 0.
Yeah.
Nah, 2. I've seen my mum raise 3 kids, and that was also. I just look back and I go, how the hell do parents? Well, my mum was single at that time, a single parent. How do you do that? You know, it's crazy. So
Oh, big up to the single moms.
yeah, big up to the single mums. Lots of them out there.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Not, not
Shout out to Georgie.
she's gonna kill me.
No, she won't.
Banter.
No,
Banter.
No, she won't. She's good.
It's just the
Yeah.
3190.
3190.
920.
920.
20.
Sorry, 20.
Damn.
2.
Yeah. Yeah. 2. 2's enough for me.
Yeah. There is a thing about having pairs because then they grow up together and they can look after each other.
Yeah, especially when we don't have family, so to speak, over here. I think that's really important as well. So, yeah.
So on that point, there is a thing at the moment that there's a collapse in population because people are not having enough kids.
Oh, yes.
Are
I've
we
heard
aware
about
of this?
Yes.
So if 2 people have 2 kids, you're kind of replenishing yourself and your partner. You need to have more children.
Well,
So Jack, we need you to have more than 7.
is that
More than 7.
Yeah, 2, 2, 2, and you can do the extra for everyone else.
It sounds like I'm going to be busy.
Yeah. You're gonna need 4 full-time
Shout out to
jobs.
Georgie.
You're gonna need 4 full-time jobs, man.
I've already got 2 almost.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's an interesting issue. Like I've been hearing that a lot. Like people obviously my age, not having as many kids or having any kids
Or having one.
or having one, just because I don't know. It's just
Career.
people time poor career. Like
Yeah.
I think it's cost of living as well, right? That might fall a little bit into it. Is it?
Sorry, I teach global health and international health as part of what I do. So there's a few factors. One of them is women wanting a career because
which is
obviously
great.
when my parents didn't work, my mum didn't work for how many years raising the kids and went back, and obviously she kind of earned the same amount as a man. So nowadays women want to work longer, have a career, be a CEO, be a manager, earn big money, demand that respect, and have a good career. But the problem is, the older you get, the harder it is to have children. So when they do come to having children, it's harder to have children, it's harder to conceive. Also, it's cultural as well. Like in my culture, Caribbean culture, and even African culture, we're used to having big families. But now with a Australian girl, we have a relatively small family, just 2 children. Cost of living does come into it as well. Plus, I think the old age concept of women finding a partner, having kids is seen as, I don't know, almost derogatory for women now, I think. Like, I don't want to be a mother at 18 and have 2 kids and stay at home. You should be out there working and earning money. And going back to what I said about women having a career, the older you are, the harder it is to have children. So, yeah. Plus, there's a safety issue as well. Like 45-year-old women having children, it's not really that healthy for them. The younger you are, the healthier it is. Obviously, if you're 15, it's not unhealthy. It's like being between the age of 20 and 30 is probably the best age just to have children. So it's a combination of factors.
I also find as well, like people these days are still, I don't know if they're maturing later and they're just kind of using the 20s and the late teenage years to kind of find themselves as such.
Very true.
And I think that, I'm 31 and I don't really feel like there's still so much stuff I want to do. And it's not that you're scared of like commitment or anything like that, or, having that freedom taken away, but it makes it really kind of sit in your mind like, well, is there anything I really want to do before I commit to that, lifelong commitment?
Fair enough. So I will throw back to you on that and say, what would having children stop you from doing?
I think the big one for me is I still want to travel more.
Okay, fair enough.
Me and Georgie wanted to do a lot of that during 2019, 2020. Obviously, we all know where that went. We can open that can of worms in a minute. But yeah, like we were planning a big trip back then, and that had to be cancelled because of the situation. Obviously everyone was affected, but that really kind of like built everyone into like a new routine and a new set of habits because it's been so long, and then you just kind of forget what it's like to just throw the backpack on and just go and do the spontaneous stuff, right?
Why do you think you can't travel with kids?
It's not that I don't think I can. When they're young, for sure, like under 5. But obviously it just gets trickier with being in Australia. It's a long way from anywhere else, whether you want to go to Asia or South America or...
Hang on, Asia's close to...
You say close, but close to us is like 2 hours, you know?
Oh, okay.
Not like 9,
Catch a
10.
bus to Paris or something like that, can you?
Train.
Yeah.
You could
Get the
cycle.
721 from Paris here, cost you $14.
Yeah, well, back in the day.
Taking 9 hours from 319 to... Oh!
But yeah, I'm not saying like it's gonna completely stop me doing things I want to do, and it's I guess it's kind of selfish, but there's just still a couple of little bits and pieces I'd like to tick off first.
As my mum keeps saying, there's no right time to have kids. Like that's what she's like. Oh, what are you waiting for? I'm waiting for the right. There's no right time.
Ooh, sounds
You're
like
lucky.
Sounds like she's been digging it out.
Well, I'm getting older now. I'm pretty old now. I'm getting up there. Yeah.
Please.
Well, but that's a great question, Jack. I love that question. Good question. Big up yourself. And shout out to Georgie as well.
Just again, shout out Georgie.
All right, can I go next?
Sorry, Georgie.
My question next?
Yeah,
go.
All
Go
right.
for it.
I thought about it. It's a few questions, but I thought this one really resonates with me now I'm getting older, especially now as we're moving towards, November and December. And my question is, does anyone really like Christmas?
Oh.
Can it be a 2-part question?
I'm gonna get cancelled with this
If you
question.
want to divide it, the question
Christmas here and Christmas at home.
up to you.
Yeah.
You do you, boo.
It's different.
Do you mean the red Santa Coca-Cola roast chicken part, or do you
Interpret
mean
it-
like just
Interpret
the
it
actual?
however you wish. However you wish.
Okay.
Mariah Carey
Oh, you gotta have Mariah
and,
Carey.
and Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
It's the only
It's not
time they're
Christmas
relevant,
without
isn't it?
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I heard a statistic one. I don't know if Jamie, can you bring the statistic up for no, we don't have it,
Unfortunately, we don't have a Jamie.
But we have Michael.
Oh, we needed a Jamie. Well,
we have Michael.
apparently she
Hey,
makes so
Michael.
much money off her Christmas album every year. It's like the highest grossing album ever for her.
The royalties, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Because it's played there so many
Yeah,
times.
yeah. She makes so much money off it. It's something like the highest grossing album for her, like of all her albums.
Wow.
That's pretty
Crazy.
crazy. Huh?
That's because it gets played every single fucking year in every supermarket.
That's what I'm saying. But
From
obviously,
about
obviously it was a smart
September
idea.
onwards.
Yeah.
No, straight after Easter, the Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
They move away the Easter eggs and the hot cross buns are replaced.
They just
Replace them with hot cross
they just
buns.
turn the crosses around.
So yeah, does anyone actually
No.
really like Christmas?
That sucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sucks.
You don't like it?
I like time off.
Okay.
Time off work's good. But Christmas itself, take it or leave it. It's complicated for a lot of reasons for some people, right?
Is it because do you find that you don't enjoy it as much because you don't have as many people to spend it with that when you're here?
No, well, we get to go and stay up with Georgie's cousins, so shout out to them as well. We get that luxury of having them around, which is great. But I don't know, Australian Christmas is kind of so different. Like it's warm. It doesn't really feel like Christmas. I don't know about what you guys think because you're probably used to it, but yeah, and also it's bloody expensive, isn't it?
It is expensive because everything has to come to the biggest island in the world.
Yeah, well,
Antarctica.
From Antarctica.
How about you? Do you like Christmas?
I used to like Christmas. Not anymore.
Oh, that's sad. And why's that?
I don't know, it's just another day.
Yeah.
It's just another day. I don't know, not having like a consistent partner or like consistent family duties, like I just don't really care anymore. It's kind of weird because I used to be into it like heaps and I love it. You know, you buy all the presents and like, you know, but then on the day as well is like a bit of a pain in the ass traveling to like multiple families or whatever. But yeah.
And you, Eli, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I think when it comes to Christmas, I have this image of the challenge to actually really try to make it happen and like trying to get those things together so that even if it's just you or your partner or just anyone that's in your family, trying to bring everything together so you can spend a special moment with the people you love. I think that's important, and I don't think we get enough of those. And I think even if it's just you, you know, trying to get the Christmas tree out and it's all dusty and vacuuming and there's stuff everywhere and stuff. It's just something about that brings some joy to the end of the year. And you can reflect back on all those things that you did throughout the year leading up to the end of the year. And the gift of giving, like I love to give, like I'm a giver, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I enjoy giving presents and stuff like that and seeing people.
You know you can give not only just during Christmas though.
Oh, I do. I do. But, you know, it's just another reason to give because, you know, you keep giving all, what is this guy giving me all these things? Does he like me or something? No, I think, I don't know.
Shout out to Michael.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I would say that I enjoy it. I like going to, I mean, it's work. It's work to put it together. It's work to get the dinner ready. It's work to get the presents. It's work. But what it brings, even if it's for yourself, is, you know.
The fuck?
Are you all good?
Yeah, keep going.
Oh, okay. It just brings, I like the joy that it brings, and I like it how it brings people together. And I think and I love the food. The food's always good. So, yeah. I mean, I spent most of my life working in kitchens in Christmas. So
Yeah, partially
I
the
have
reason why I
most
said-
reason to work up until Christmas Eve and then work Christmas Day in some restaurants over the years. And, you know, so, you know, I think you do the best you can with what you got.
Yeah, I think everything he said, excuse me, Eli, is the reason why I like Christmas. It's making that time for people and bringing people together, family you haven't seen for a year or 2 years or whatever it is. But for me, it's gone so far the other way about people running up credit cards and people having arguments and people...
Just don't play Monopoly at Christmas. That's what you
I haven't
just
lost it
don't.
about,
Just
like,
throw
25
Monopoly out.
years.
That's what you got to do.
Golden rule.
Yeah, and all the consumerism around it and stuff
Yeah.
really puts me off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And people feel like they're forced to come together and be nice to each other, which is good in a way. But I just think you have another 364 days of the year to do it.
It could be Christmas every day.
Christmas every day.
You know, I got a funny fact talking about consumerism and Christmas. I don't know if we had a Jamie, we could pull this up, but
Jamie's not here, bro.
Michael.
One day. That's it. It's day one and there's one day, right?
That's the goal.
That's
to
the
have
goal.
my own Jamie. I'm sorry.
But
I apologise now. Do you want to be my Jamie
Yeah,
moving forward?
that might be a job position there. I suck with
Fucking
internet.
hell. 3192. Oh, can't afford a Jamie.
One day, bro. No, I don't know if this is true. That's why I just say that. That I heard that might be completely bullshit, but that Father Christmas was originally green, and then Coca-Cola paid the rights to make him red.
Correct.
That is crazy. That is consumerism at its best. So that bleeds into what you're saying as well.
So
about
I actually read about this the other day. It was, it goes back to Saint Nick. Saint Nick was a patron saint of giving, and they kind of made that Santa and made Santa green to red and that kind
Was
of
he
thing.
Irish?
I don't think so. I literally read it the other day, and I can't remember the details, but yeah.
Look, I'll explain why I kind of I think it's just another day. It's because my immediate family live all over the world, and I don't really get to see them, so it was just kind of like, It's just
Yeah,
it's just another day.
I can touch on that too.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's a weird day.
Like I do enjoy. I get the fucking ninja cat here. I do enjoy the whole giving and the whole,
jeez.
that whole thing, you know, and the fanfare that goes around, like organising stuff and stuff like that.
But that's stressful though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is stressful.
Like a holiday time, shouldn't it be stressful?
Yeah.
For me, Christmas, well, for me growing up, you know, we had one big present each and maybe two small ones. That was fine. Like the one big present was like a shared Nintendo or Sega Mega Drive or this shit. You know what? Like we had a bike.
How many are there? There's 56. 56? That was 57 last year.
56 games in one.
No, it's a Harry Potter reference.
Oh,
I have seen Harry Potter, but it's not going there.
Yeah. You don't get it?
no.
Nah. All right, just me alone, people. Thank you for playing at home.
Yeah. So for me, it's about having one big present. But nowadays, being a father, the amount of presents my sons get is outrageous. Like you can barely see the feet of the tree or even the trunk of the tree. It's just presents everywhere, and they're up at 4:30 in the morning opening presents, and then your day as a parent goes from 4:30 to when they go to bed because they've had so many lollies and chocolates and whatever to 9 p.m. It's ridiculous. That's not what Christmas is about. It's about the birth.
You're saying it's still, you feel like it's a little diluted in
It's
the
lost its
consumerism.
purpose, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens like over time though. Things do lose their purpose and we get stuck in this like pattern of behavior. And like because Christmas is being commercialized so much, it is about the retail strategy or the fact that you get the discounts during that time period. And in actual fact, the discounts are on Boxing Day. They're not even on Christmas.
True. And when people buy me a present or ask me what I want, I'm like, don't worry about buying me a present for Christmas Day. Just get it on Box Day, be half the price. Save yourself money, and I'll still get what I want anyway. Just like, don't worry about it. I can wait a day. Don't get it on Christmas Day.
Sometimes I'll say if someone wants to give me a present, I'll say, how about you buy yourself a present from me? And don't, because like, you know, when you get to a certain age, you're like, I don't need anything.
Yeah.
Like,
This
what
age-
Especially men.
This
Men don't need
age thing
anything.
with him is a bit of a thing, I think.
I'm having a midlife.
Yeah. Are you a regifter?
No, not really. No.
Not really.
No, not really. Maybe, I don't know.
What
I might
does
have
that
done it.
mean? Not really.
So
mean-
if I give you a present,
You get
And-
half back.
I know what it means.
okay.
I know what
Yeah.
it means, but the answer of not really.
okay.
Well,
sorry.
I mean, if it's something that I'll just find that I will never use, I might pass it on to someone that might get more benefit out of what it is. But normally, if it's something like sentimental that I can put in my house, or
Was
whatever, I
Michael a
wouldn't.
regift?
No, I bought that.
Oh.
But if you want to give it back, that's fine.
Just regift it to me.
No,
Yeah,
no, I'm
Tim will take it
gonna
I just
join
bought
the-
some turntables as well, so I'll be scratching that bad boy out.
Scratch it up. Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. I'll go to the next one.
Are
Oh,
you
sorry.
having a midlife crisis?
No.
Oh, today?
I'm fucking with you.
How many kids are you going to have?
Me? I'd like to. Yeah.
With
yeah.
Siri?
If she wants kids, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be nice.
Okay.
But
Shout out to Siri as well.
yeah, shout out to Siri.
Shout out to Siri.
Siri.
Good chai latte. Great chai latte.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I think two is a good number. Actually, Brett just had a baby today. Our mate Brett, mutual Brett, not Brett.
Oh.
Brett from.
Not from
Not
France.
Brett.
Wait,
Brett.
the second one.
Brett.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
yeah. So congratulations.
Brett.
Oh, congratulations,
Hart.
The
Brett.
copper.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
copper, bro.
copper,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
met
you
him.
met him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Legend.
The
baby
squad
girl.
guy.
Yeah, the squad guy.
Squad guy.
Ah.
I was going to say, yeah, that one's a surprise. Thought you only just had the first one.
No. It's been not a surprise. It's been for a while.
What happens is you can go in for a second. So that's what's happened.
I'm so lost right now.
Yeah. So what are you going?
I'm just rolling with it.
So did everyone get their Christmas Christmas gifts out for their? Has everyone got their have you got your Christmas presents and stuff for this year already?
Already?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Unboxing Day last year.
Because my mum was
Don't
always
tell everyone
collecting
secret-
through the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, accumulate
She like when you were younger and you like sneak into your mum's room and you're like, oh, what's that? Oh, that doesn't belong here. What is this?
I never did.
I don't know what
Transformer
drawers
in
you've been going into, mate.
Oh, it's time.
The flashing lights. Jeez.
Oh my god, I ripped my headphones out.
Bro, that is funny.
Well, you know, like I mean, it's not those kind of toys.
Yeah.
I'm talking like just something that
Well, because
on
Keep
sale
digging
or
that hole.
something.
Keep digging that hole.
because my birthday's in November,
It's coming up.
which is coming up, yeah.
Like mine.
we were always like, and so my brother and my sister were all in November, so we're always like, we got to get through our birthdays first, and then the
Think about
Christmas,
yeah.
Onslaught.
Happens.
Do you find that people that have that birthday at the end of the year towards Christmas always get that double gift? That's like that, the combined Christmas birthday.
Takes the shine off it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
I've
does.
got a
Yeah.
couple of mates towards the end of the year. It's always like when I was younger, I was like, do you get like a double gift? Like, yeah, that's, we got a bigger gift.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you got a question?
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about it. My question is probably a little bit due to I've just been listening to some political stuff lately. And
P. Diddy.
No, we're going there. We're not touching that one. No, it was actually about something about obviously it's a little bit US, but it translates into our environment and very similar kind of world we live in, where there's a lot of movement about like health and food and the ways that the corporations can introduce certain elements to the food that aren't regulated and so on. So, and there's a lot of people talking about like whether or not we're getting sicker as a population. Do you think this is a real, like, obviously I believe it. Like, because when I grew up, I grew up with like, my mum was a bit of a naturopath. She was into, herbs and herbs. And I mean, I grew up in the Blue Mountains. Like, I'm a hippie at heart. You know what I mean? Like, we grew up, in nature. And, if it wasn't growing out of the ground, or like I grew up, in little farms and stuff, like picking strawberries out with the dirt on them and stuff like that. And there was no pesticides, nothing like that. So I grew up quite healthy in a sense, what I believe I did. But I don't know, there seems to be a lot of like people kind of getting on the cards, which stuff that I already felt like I might have already known or grew up with, like understanding that, obviously twisties are bad. You know what I mean? They're full of colour and stuff like that.
Are they?
Absolutely.
Twisties are so yum.
They're actually, well,
The
thing
chicken
is that,
ones.
The thing is, I heard was like basically a lot of these big companies were bought out by like cigarette companies.
Oh, yeah.
And then what they did is they spent more money on developing the taste to make it addictive, the mouthfeel, and the way that it rolls
Texture,
through the mouth,
yeah.
textures and stuff like that. And also just in general addictability, like just being super addicted to these foods and then just like being like just not being able to live with them.
I also think that touches on the way that we live, though. We live such a fast-paced lifestyle now. A lot of people don't have a lot of free time, so it's convenience. You see something, it's colourful, it's it is cheap, and you just grab it and that's it, and you're away. But I'm with you because we both come from a very similar background in that sense.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because it touches on what you said earlier about falling into new habits and different ways of moving forward. You lose touch to what it's all about. It's about freshness and quality and keeping it local, which is a massive struggle now as well. So
yeah, but I guess just to bring it all into summary is that do you think there's a bit more understanding of it moving forward? Because I feel like I've said stuff like this throughout my life, but I feel like more people are getting on board with it now, which is, yeah.
I think with the availability of information
Like such
to
as
be
yourself.
to be accessible by more people, we're getting more informed.
Yeah.
The research is getting better, more advanced. The theories are getting more in depth. The understanding of the connections and the impact that it has, and like all that type of stuff. I mean, it's kind of like COVID, right? Like we all got jinxed into getting the vaccine. And as a result,
Just be careful, you'll get cancelled with anti-vaccine label.
no, that was 2022.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But as a result, like a couple of years later, like we're only now just seeing, we're still talking about it.
Yeah.
We're still talking about it, and we're seeing that like some of the stuff didn't work.
Well, you've got young boys. Like how do you regulate?
Great question, by the way. A great topic in
In terms
general.
of
Thank you.
food.
Yeah, well, like, do you like because obviously, like when some of my family members or even my sister, she grew up very similar lifestyle to me. Like, and when kids wanted desserts and sweets and stuff, she would give them fruit
Yep.
and stuff like that. Do you find it a struggle with like kind of regulating those sort of bad foods and have like a bit of like, well, how do you do that? Like as a maybe.
So the way we do it is that firstly with my first son, it was pretty good until, bless my partner's mother, she started giving my son chocolate, and then he got the taste for chocolate, and that was it.
Once you go back.
Once you get chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the stuff.
So now he loves his chocolate, and so does my youngest as well. So when my eldest has chocolate, my youngest has a chocolate because it's parity, it's fairness, whatever. In terms of how we give them, how we manage it, we normally eat really fresh at least 5 days a week. So it could be like a vegetarian curry, or it could be like steak and mashed potato, or it could be, chicken and broccoli with brown rice, or, we eat health. But then come once a week, we normally have either fish or chips or burgers. I like burgers. The burgers we try and do homemade, so we know exactly what goes into it.
Yeah.
But we buy the bread.
Yeah, so you're quite conscious of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like super conscious.
However, the stuff that I buy, I don't know the quality of it, and I think what you're saying is,
Yeah.
in terms of, unless you grow it yourself, you don't know what's in it.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
know
Yeah.
with pesticides, herbicides, and you hear about things like Monsanto.
That was the
big
one.
agricultural
Yeah.
food people.
They said it was
They're
fine.
putting all sorts of stuff in your milk and your beef. Apparently, there's mRNA in beef now and lamb and all that kind of stuff. So the problem with all these things is, one is information and more people are aware of it. But two, if you don't get things which are not from the supermarket or or you grow it yourself, it's going to be a lot more expensive, and people don't have the money.
Organic food is just.
It's so expensive.
I mean, it's amazing,
It's double
but
the price.
it's just so
It's double
expensive.
the price. It's double the price.
And that's
so
what I think-
sometimes you think, okay, do we share an organic apple or do we eat a proper meal? You've got to kind of weigh it up. And sometimes when you've got young children, you try and get them to eat something and just pray that it is what it says.
Yeah, like that
and,
makes
and where we can, we try and buy organic. We try and buy seasonal. We try and do loads of blueberries, but blueberries are so expensive.
Blueberries are so expensive.
So expensive.
What is this cat doing, man?
I don't know, man. He's
So much
had
energy.
so much.
Did it get into the smelling salts?
No, but we should get into the smelling salts. We will soon.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I felt like it's a good time, because I feel it's a good time. That's probably not. It's a growing in people that there is a lot of things going on in the background, and it's really good to see people
Absolutely.
getting on board with
Absolutely.
it.
And in terms of when you said the smoking companies bought the companies, I remember, I think the smoking companies said that cigarettes are good for you, and they marketed it as good for you.
Yeah, they did.
And the doctors used
Doctors
to
used to smoke. Yeah.
even though they
To
knew it
relieve
was bad.
anxiety, yeah.
But they done all this massive marketing and stuff to prove it was wrong. And we need to be a lot of people now are a lot more mindful of these kind of clouding and smoke and mirrors, all that kind of stuff, and actually saying, this isn't really good.
Particularly thanks to COVID, I think.
Well, and that too.
The questioning the institutions and the guidance
Absolutely.
and doing your own research and like all that type of stuff. But then even then, sometimes that can be like overkill as well.
Well, as I said, I teach health and global health. And one of the things I've realised is that there's always a new study coming out anyway. So people said, a vegan diet's best for you, a vegetarian diet's best for you, a keto diet's good for you, a carnivore diet's best for you. If you're pregnant, then you can drink wine. And then it's things like saying having thalidomide good for you if you're pregnant. And then all these side effects happen. And actually going back to how they did it 120 years ago, which was meat and 2 veg, is probably the best way to live. Meat and 2 veg. If you need something sweet, have an apple, a few teaspoons of sugar in an apple, full of fibre, fills you up. Bob's your uncle. There you go.
Bruce is my uncle.
Bruce is your uncle. There you go. But yeah, it's one of those conspiracies that unless you know, you don't know. And will we ever find out? No, unless you grow your own food. you can't really control it, and you got to just hope in humanity that they're doing the right thing by us.
I think that it comes down to, the education system as well. Like that's a massive part of the problem, from the ground up. Because when you grow up and you go through school, you get, or we got taught about, strawberries growing and fresh tomatoes and basic things. And now there's so many other things that kids get their brains flooded with that they just kind of also don't know what to do with that information.
And they don't know where it comes from.
Yeah,
we had a garden at school.
There's no
when I grew up.
trust.
So we used to get to play with the garden and stuff. So yeah.
But it's really sad because we can do things like properly, and everyone knows that if you have the time, which is obviously a big problem because the demand is so big, you can produce things, and you have so many climates in this country allowing to produce these things. So it's a multi-climate country, loads of land, more than you'll ever need to grow for.
It's the biggest island in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like,
But I mean, like even just having a herb garden, you know what I mean? Like
simple.
Anybody can have a herb garden.
Everyone should have a herb garden.
Yeah.
I mean, like you get like
Big buds
of-
three
buds of-
leaves for like
big buds of
$6.
weed with THC.
What? I'm talking about food herbs, man.
Shit.
Can't take this guy anywhere.
They are edible too.
Shout out to Georgie.
And Siri. And Siri.
Nah, all good. No, yeah, I just wanted to bring that topic up because it was something that was like
I
was
think
kind of
I think I listened to that podcast.
yeah, it was so good. But like
Yeah.
it was like are people like it feels like are people waking up to this because this is stuff that I've always known and I wanted to see if there's other people out there that are just like, oh, I didn't realize this was this. I didn't realize that was this.
Sorry,
It's just
on that
interesting.
point, sorry, another thing is, I think a lot of people are realizing that they don't need to hear it from experts anymore. They're finding out from people who are well informed, maybe not experts. Some maybe are doctors, but really well informed and well read.
Some could be podcasters.
Some could be podcasts, exactly right. And people, since obviously the pandemic and things like that, people are believing them more than the actual written down documents.
It's because I think it's been proven that the experts
not experts
could
or
be experts
corruptible.
because they have been paid.
Yes.
That's definitely a big factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
No comment on that one.
And people have.
Come on, let's open it up.
Because that was actually in that podcast they were
Yeah.
talking about big pharma.
The lobbyists, yeah.
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 Like
No,
paying
just-
the universities
It's
and
just
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I also think as well, you reach a point in your life where you take in the information that you want to believe, and you also adjust yourself accordingly to what is around you in that sense. And you, it's kind of not stressful. It's kind of a waste of energy or your energy trying to constantly try and share that information to. I don't want to say deaf ears, but people that are like, they believe everything they hear is gospel. It's a really tricky one.
I think you get a lot more options to see what's around and then pick and
Well,
choose what
there's-
resonates with you.
yeah,
That's
there's
what
a lot
is.
of-
There's a lot more information.
A
out
lot of
there.
information.
Yeah.
There's a lot of exposure on platforms, like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and all this stuff. But you as well as I, we've come through fresh ingredient kitchens, and you've seen how good products can be and
Well,
what
especially when you look at
and the
about,
way
like,
things
farm to
taste.
table and stuff.
the
yeah.
way things taste, man. Like supermarket beef versus a quality piece of meat from a butcher that's like no middleman, and grown in a different way and fed a different way, and you got your Kobe's.
just even nurtured, even nurtured food. Something that Anyway,
Yeah, cool though.
cool.
All right, my question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, show this some smelling salts first.
Are you want,
Should we do it now? And then try
I'm not ready
answer
to
the
work
last-
out. I'm not ready to work out.
and
just
then
yet.
try to answer the
Because
question?
if it's, yeah.
So this is for like people. So can you
wakes
explain
you
what
up.
this is?
This is
So this gives you like a boost of energy if you wanted to do like a workout, like a creatine or something like that.
yeah, most powerful. This is world's strongest smelling salts, the most sophisticated formula. It actually says,
Don't try this at home.
There's warning on there. I can see that.
to
bright red.
use immediately before intense exertion, immediately close the bottle after each use. You're actually supposed to like hold it like 30 centimeters away, but
That's no fun.
It's going to smell like an off fish tank with all that ammonia.
just who wants to go first?
I don't even know if
No,
I
I
need
don't
any.
even know if
I
I-
don't know if I need it. All right, Tion's up.
Here we go. So,
It's going to knock me out from here, isn't it?
Juji Mufu.
Just the bag, yeah.
Juji Mufu, is that right?
Jujimufu, yeah.
World's strongest smelling salts. Okay, here we go. Right. So take a big sniff, yeah?
That's completely up to you.
So how am I supposed to do this? Let's give it.
And then
Give it
Just
the
go through your
Give it the
experience
sniff.
before
when
he
you
goes
smell
and dives
something
in,
that's
then
been
we've got
worn,
like 30
it's like a
minutes.
little bit of distance.
He said I literally opened it, and
Is there warnings on here?
yeah, there's definitely a big warning sign right there. It says
It says, "Don't smell it."
Okay. In the event of contact, immediately flush with large amounts of water. Do we have any water handy?
look, we got
Wait.
sparkling water.
Yeah, cool.
No,
Down.
look,
Here we go.
This is what you do. This is what you do. Just unscrew it.
Do not ingest. It's swallowed.
hold it out like that, and then slowly bring
Okay.
it in. Right?
I think
okay.
I'll just.
Get medical help or contact a poison control centre immediately. What are you doing today?
Maybe this is
on,
best for
let's
Not
go.
for household,
Let's go.
industrial, medical use, only for use in 3192. Oh.
3, 1, 2, 2.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
I'll protect myself
It's
first.
not even been opened. Oh no.
No, it's been opened.
Oh.
It's been opened.
Oh goodness.
I don't know if I need. I'm good.
Yeah, you go.
I'm good. No, I'm good.
Come on.
Nah, I'm
3,
good.
1.
I'm good.
3,
I'm
1,
good.
9, 2.
I'm good.
Oh, come on. You got to do
know,
it. It's
man.
fine. It's okay.
What is it?
It's okay.
Yes.
I'm okay.
Oh, nah.
Come on.
It smells like it stinks, man. Oh, you know what it smells like? It smells like a dirty fish tank. Disgusting.
Come on, Jack. Not too bad.
Nah, I don't want that.
Go on, I'll do
I don't
it again.
need it. I'm wide
I'll
awake.
do it again. Come
Keep
on.
going again.
I'll do it again, yeah.
Just
it's
smell the
just
bag
gross.
then. Just smell the bag.
Gross.
Oh, that's vile.
It smells like sweaty feet wrapped in bacon. Nah,
Yeah, it's grim.
They're in my throat, that one.
Clears the nostrils.
Ooh.
you can keep that.
What's that? Oh, that's that's Anchorman, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it works 60% of the time, half the time.
Yeah. Ammonia.
This perfume in Anchorman? When he gets that perfume with
A Sex Panther.
Sex Panther.
Yeah, 60% of the time it works half the time.
All right, that was good. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You can go home with one.
No, thank you. Because my kids will eat that stuff.
Oh, you didn't put that seal back
Oh,
in
no.
the lid.
no.
You gotta.
Kiss from a rose, seal. Okay.
All right. So my question is, with the kind of advancements of AI,
Oh, technology. We've had it all today.
are you scared or are you looking forward to it?
Petrified.
And why?
Petrified.
Why?
Because it can do things that it'll take a human hours to do in seconds. Plus, with quantum computing as well, it can do it simultaneously. It's thinking for us, quicker than us. And if you think about it, for those people who use it to answer emails and to write documents, people who will be reading them will probably pull it through AI to summarize it anyway. So it's actually computers talking to computers and instead of having that direct human interaction and making decisions for ourselves as well. So I'm petrified. I really am petrified.
Do you think it's going to take your job?
It kind of has already. So there are education programs like have you heard of is it Dua Lipa? Not Dua Lipa. No, what's
Duolingo.
Duolingo, that's the one.
Duolingo.
That kind of uses AI anyway.
Dual lingo.
Duolingo.
Duolingo.
Duolingo, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not
how-
Dua
Do you know what
Lipa.
that is?
Nah.
It's a
Dua Lipa's a singer.
Yeah, that's
no,
what
it's
you're
an app where you learn how to speak.
Oh, okay.
Different
I thought you were
languages.
talking about the singer. I was getting so confused.
So that kind of works in a kind of AI way anyway. 'Cause it kind of, as long as you have a basic standpoint, it could tell you where you're good and where you're not good, and then plan what you need to do to get better. No instructor there involved at all. And they have that in things like mathematics. They have that in things like science already. So you tell the kids to log in and they just work through it. So teachers are there just watching the kids learning through AI already. So it's there already. So it's kind of here already. As a PE teacher, I'll have a bit more security. Maybe is probably the right word.
Unless the robots come.
Yep, the robots come. Yep. Who knows? I don't know. I'm petrified.
I don't know where I heard this, but if there might be a company in China called Skynet that is an AI company.
That isn't.
That is.
Or that is.
That is.
Skynet.
It's called Skynet.
Really?
Yep.
It's just a company already.
You got another movie? Am I just sitting in the corner? Terminator?
Yeah, Terminator. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know.
I think, where's John Connor?
I don't know. Hopefully he's coming back from the future soon.
Maybe he's already here.
I need to watch those films again because I watched it as a kid, and I remember Terminator going down on the train thing into the lava or whatever it was.
Sorry,
And I remember that he jumped on the bike. He jumped off the thing, didn't he, Arnie? Remember that part, but the storyline I don't actually remember. Like a lot of films, I know what happens, like Bambi skating around on the ice.
Yeah.
I don't remember what actually happened in the film.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
Can anyone do an Arnie impersonation?
Um,
Can you do one?
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Can you do one? Everybody get down. I've got an easy 9mm.
Was that
Get in the
Scottish?
helicopter.
He's been on Duolingo already.
Yeah. No,
down.
he's
Get
been
down.
on Dua Lipa.
Shout out to Siri.
No, sorry.
I'm petrified.
Yeah.
Petrified.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not too scared. I think it's more whose hands it gets in as the way, the way the future looks and the way it gets used is more the concern. Like AI is going to happen whether we like that or not, right? Because it's a can of worms that's already well and truly opened. It's on our phones with stuff like Siri and your Alexa and the Google
Don't
one.
have Alexa.
No, but
don't
there
have-
is plenty of these things out
Absolutely.
there now. And when you buy a new smart device or a laptop, this stuff is going to be built in. Like it already is on some devices, but in the future, it's just going to be the norm. But I guess it looks good in certain ways, and when you use it for certain things, like we spoke before, you said lesson planning, stuff like that potentially.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, you can pull in I want a lesson to teach year 7 science about microbes, whatever it is. Done in 4 seconds. You get a lesson with questions and worksheets and everything. Done. Even PowerPoints if you want. The stuff they can do. And even we had our deputy head teacher. Shout out to Mr. Swain, legend. He showed us that you could put in prompts into AI and it comes up with a picture that looks so real. So if you type in, a cat playing in the snow, it'll come up with a generator cat playing in the snow.
Was
You won't
that
pick one? It
was
will
that
just make
Sora?
one. I think so.
Yeah, it was Sora.
Quite a few of them.
Yeah.
A few of them. It's not
Or
quite perfect
Mid
yet.
Journey.
It showed us 2 of them.
Yeah.
2 of them. And one of them, you looked at it and it looked like a cat playing in the snow, photographed by someone like yourself. It's really good with the camera. But then a funny story. I think he put in generate a picture of Nazi.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this.
Generals.
Yeah.
They come up with a black Nazi general. So it didn't quite get everything quite spot on. So
I mean, there are good use cases that are happening today for AI though as well, like self-driving cars.
but is that good though?
I don't know if that's a
kinda
good
wanna drive
thing.
my car, to be honest.
No, I think I'm a car guy, so
Yeah. Same.
I still drive a
redu-
manual. Let's put it out there.
I
Yeah.
think they were, so was it a podcast today I listened to, or was it yesterday? They were talking about AI and the advancements will improve the planet because it'll reduce 1 million car accidents.
yeah,
They think.
that's what they predict. But I guess the thing for me is it's like the beauty of being human is having the ability to do all these things and experience these things. What happens in 30, 40 years, that generation at that time, they grow up and they go, oh, well, I can't drive a car because they're all automated. I can't, do some mathematics because it's all automated and I don't need to know it. I don't need to write. I don't need to, write recipes or, just all these
Or
basic.
read emails or write
Yeah,
emails
just
or
all this
write a
basic
letter
stuff.
or,
And then you go, oh, you know what? You got these really clever people of today that are, engineers in software and stuff like that. Their jobs are already on the line because they just go bang and it writes programs, right? I think like the beauty of being human is to be able to start from ground zero and build your knowledge to a point where you become, an expert in that field or a rounded person with multiple skills or jack of all trades. So I guess it's like we just discussed, it's scary, but it's also, it's not, it just depends on the set of hands it gets into and what they're planning to do with it.
Yeah, and there's always going to be cases where it's used for good versus evil. And I think it's about being able to regulate the people that use it for evil. So that
But it's not going to happen though, is it?
No.
Mate? And that's me being negative.
It's
And
'cause it's gonna
that goes
outsmart
back
us.
to your food point.
Yeah.
Like, genetically modification, more modern farming techniques, the ways they can put, herbicides and stuff to increase the yield. It's done negatively now as opposed to positively. And that's always the way. So what are these cats doing?
It's like 4 dudes and 3 cats.
They've been at it for the whole time. So. The youngest one,
they are not like this.
the youngest one
normally.
wanted to get on the vinyl.
Yeah.
He's pulling records out ready to spin.
Jackson 5.
Yeah.
So I have I try to have faith in humanity, and going back to your point about people learning what's happening around the world and have access to more information, it's making people more aware and more more mindful of stuff to do and what's going on around the world and the truth behind things. So I do have faith in that, but at the same time, some people are just like, oh, AI's great. I don't have to think about this, or I don't have to drive my car. It means that they can be lazier in the mind and put their energies into other things. So who knows?
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Like, you just end up not learning skills. You become less intelligent because you have something to do that thinking for you.
Absolutely.
But also,
You can use it though to push your intelligence.
no, of course. I was listening to a podcast. Who was it? It was a Joe Rogan podcast, and it was maybe 6 or 8 months ago, and they were talking about this exact subject. And they were saying that, it is good for certain things. Like it's going to help us, get smarter with certain tasks, etc. But they also did say that it's going to outstrip our capabilities by 2030. Like the human brain's calculation process. I don't know how many millions or billions of processes it can do, the brain itself, but there was some sort of number that they figured out, and they said,
I think they've already cracked that number through quantum computing.
yeah. So that's
So once you get AI in quantum computing, then it's
a wrap.
game over.
It's a wrap.
So it's going to outstrip us, and it gets smarter as it gets more mature.
So the thing that gets me is okay, we know all this as mere mortals, and I'm sure the experts know this. And before Stephen Hawking died, he said one of the biggest threats to humanity is AI, artificial intelligence. Before he died, he said this. So why are we still going with it then?
It's a freight train. It's a freight train, man.
Because he's dead.
Too much momentum.
No brakes.
Yeah, it's got no brakes. And even Elon Musk said something about it as well, saying that it's just needs to be regulated, and no one seems to want to.
Problem
try
is,
it.
if it's smarter than us, how can we regulate it? Because it'll out-regulate itself. That's
But
the problem.
I think
Yeah.
it's just
It's just gonna keep going,
trying to
bam,
get a
bam,
cap
bam.
on it.
And that's when we get into the Matrix.
We're already there, bro.
And I was actually going to have that as I was going to have
that's
that
the
as
wrong
my
movie.
question.
what
I
I
was going to have that as my question. Like, are we in the Matrix now? But I didn't ask that question.
Hang on,
But
We can answer
We can
it.
still.
we could still
don't answer
Are
it
we
now?
in a simulation?
Well, I will say something about AI, and I think it's interesting. Is in a time where it's going to move towards using more AI, and it's going to free up a lot of people to not have to worry about the simpler things that we put a lot of energy into. It's going to need a more personal touch, and the world's going to need more personal touch. And for a climate of people that are the most like confined with their social circles and the people that they spend time with. It's a weird movement where I think there's going to be the most important currency is going to be that creativity and the ability to be able to communicate with people face to face. As we move away from that, because we're going more inside than we've ever been before, people are going to hold value to just being around people and communicating between, like, as we're having right now. But in this society right now, it seems like that is not like on the top of people's priority list, like the ability to be creative and talk well and communicate well and have a good presence and aura and just being present in the moment. And that's going to be one of the most sought after currencies when everything else is done. And I think that's very interesting in the moment right now.
It's going to be interesting to see it play out for sure.
Yeah.
Especially the next 10 years or so.
Yeah.
But I think as well, like, you made a good point on having that personal touch.
Yeah.
If we lose sight of that, then I don't know if we lose our purpose in a way, because that's what it's about, right? Everyone's unique.
It goes back to the Matrix, man. It comes back
We're all
to
just
us.
plugged in anyway.
Have we got any
We will
Matrix sound
be an
effects?
electricity source for the AI robots.
Oh, what was that?
That's we just went into the major.
We've left.
That's like fairy dust or something, man.
Tio
to the house.
There- That's so cool.
Classic.
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
We got some voice changes, voice modifiers, but it only works on my voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about you, Andrew? What's your final?
On AI.
Yeah.
Look,
Because I know, like, you even spoke to me a few times about the benefits of being able to run this one-man show productively, and you wouldn't have been able to get as far as, well, you would have, but it just would have took you a longer time to
lot
get where
longer.
you are.
yeah, the whole editing side of things
Yeah.
takes longer. Look, I'm definitely excited for the advancements of AI and
drink?
what the possibilities are. But I get everybody's concerns and I get everybody's hesitation around it. The reality is that it still needs input from a human being today. That's not going to change for a while. The difference is that it's just currently working off prompts. There's no consciousness that it has. So until it gets to a point where there is a consciousness, can it really then be a problem?
Do you get worried that, like, as a creative, that it's taking away jobs from people that have worked really hard to get where they are, and it's going to force people onto global salary almost because there's going to be so much less work out there?
From a creative point of view, no.
Okay.
Because I don't think it will ever take a job away from a creative.
Okay.
Because that's the whole point of it. The whole
like,
point of
obviously,
being
like filmmakers
creative.
and stuff, you said, like Sora and stuff, can pretty much produce movies with a couple of
Yeah,
sentences.
they can, but then you go and watch a movie for the actors and the actresses.
So
You
you're
know, and
talking
there's-
about that personal touch, that
yeah,
personal
that
era,
personal
so
touch. That's
what
exactly
we've
right.
gone full circle.
But then you can also say, oh, but there are these AI accounts on Instagram that have, thousands of followers, and the creators of that account are making money out of it.
Well, I mean, like, obviously, like, Bruce Willis sold his identity so he can
Yeah.
use his image to make AI films in the future.
Yeah.
So that's something that they'll probably do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I think, as I said before, like I think that there's opportunity for advancements for people to use AI for good. There's always going to be people that use stuff for evil.
Well, when they made the plane, they said that it was going to be falling out of the sky, and now
Yeah.
we can't live without it. So
And
I think
exactly.
once it's like obviously not regulated, but introduced slowly,
Exactly.
it is scary. But like we don't know exactly what it's going to do for us. Like especially when it comes to, like, I heard a few things, but like I'm no like, you know, I'm no genius, but like modern medicines and stuff like that, being able to detect certain things, you know, that get missed with, you know, certain things in the clinics and stuff.
Look, once upon a time, we only had newspapers and radio came out and people were like, oh my God, they're so scared of radio. And then TV came out and they're like, oh my God, we're so scared of TV. And then the internet happened. Oh, I'm so scared of the internet. Google, oh, I'm so scared of Google. We're just going through the same motions now. You know, we even did it with social media. So
Well,
AI is
but,
just
I mean, that's not the best thing in the world either.
no, but AI is just another version of that similar advancement that's happened time and time again across the generations.
Time will tell.
But don't you think AI is what's the word? You know, stuff when goes up. No, it's not. No, what's the word?
And
It's growing
exponential growth.
Exponential growth. It's exponential behemoth. That because we don't know, we should be a bit more cautious of it.
Oh, definitely.
And that's what I'm worried about.
Why?
Because we don't know. Just like the things that happened 2-3 years ago, we don't know. So why are we going to pushing ahead with stuff that we don't know about? That's what I'm saying. Like, why not just say, you know what? Let's do a few trials here. Let's see where we can use it, as opposed to like full steam ahead. Let's put $20 billion or pounds or whatever into it. Each country racing to do this and do that. Why? Like, why are we doing this? I don't understand. Like, I've heard stories of what's that company in America that builds those robo dogs? Is it Boston Dynamics or something?
Yeah,
like
Boston
that?
Dynamics.
There was a story of the robot dog that tried to attack a human and had to shut it down.
Was he a postman?
Who knows?
That's a dangerous job.
Yeah. So these dogs that can, you know, they can work out how to open up a door without a human, you know, work out how to, you know, pull the handle down, pull it open and get out. So the video of it is really freaky. Attacked a human. And it's like...
Well, that's what I was saying, isn't it? It comes down to how it's going to be used.
Well, it's definitely more plausible that will happen than not happen.
For
Right?
sure.
Like, it's definitely, there's never going to be no case where an AI robot hurt a human. That's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? For sure. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to happen.
Well, and that's why I'm like, well, why are we... Like, surely should the regulations in first and then we bring it out.
Why? What my question should be about this is, why do we not use that to like go and explore space? We can't physically do it because we're limited by time. Why can't we send them? Like,
Maybe we will.
cameras.
Them have a name.
Or AI robots, you know?
Yeah.
Why can't we send them? That would be cool. Like, they've got great technology. They've got great cameras. They got all this stuff. And we're limited, so why not?
Interesting.
The
I'm just a dude
robot
from the
dog can attack
3120, you know?
The robot dog can go nuts in space.
Yeah,
Chew up some meteors or something.
yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Back to Tion's question. Are we in the Matrix?
Wow.
Are we?
Are you talking?
are we,
Okay, no,
are we
there's
in
a lot
a
on that.
simulation?
Are we talking like simulation theory, or are we talking?
No,
Are we talking just Matrix the film?
he
Right,
thinks
so
he's
explain
fucking
the simulation
Morpheus.
theory first. I'm Morpheus.
You're Morpheus.
No. Explain simulation theory first. Sorry.
Oh well, I'm an expert in simulation theory, but
Yes.
it's something very similar to what the Matrix is, that we are living in a reality that is like basically simulated by a computer, and then so obviously there's so many different theories around this, and I'm not a quantum theorist or anything like that, but basically imagine if AI got like we're seeing AI produce itself into a direction where it has the ability to basically almost in the future create a simulation for us as humans, whether it's plugging in the back of the neck, just like the Wachowski brothers pretty much came up
Yeah,
with.
like Neuralink.
Yes,
Yeah.
very similar. So it would basically just click in, boom, and then you get a simulation because the brain controls all your neurosensors and so on and so on. So basically, are we leading up just to go through that all again? Like, because that's kind of what that movie is about, isn't it? It's going and finding out we are in a simulation and then going, oh, let's just hit the reset button and start again. Yeah. And then we figure
I
that
want
out.
to learn Chinese. Dua Lipa.
Au revoir.
Loving those buttons.
Oh, I love it.
You should use them more
The big
often.
finger. Okay, simulation theory. Okay.
So
right.
I could be wrong, but isn't that kind of what the Matrix is kind of
yeah.
based on? It's based on a simulation theory, and that's what a simulation theory is based on, vice versa, right?
I don't know. Was your question more around? This is the Matrix.
God.
You still going on?
Shit, have I still got it? Arrow too.
Andrew's back in the room.
Hello.
You seem so happy. You seem so happy.
He's getting to play with the buttons. You need to get some custom ones on there with like voice recordings and different voices.
Yeah. Some Dua Lipa.
Duolingo.
Yeah, Duolingo.
No, my take on it was, I think we've had a lot of conversations about various things, over the past 18 months, 2 years, in regarding loads of weird and wonderful things that go on in this world. But when you say Matrix and simulation, do you mean the way that we perceive things, or the way that things are put to us to make us act and do things in a certain way? Or do you mean like, are you relating it to AI and stuff like that? Or
Well, because if you say there's a simulation, that means there is no fate. Is that something as well?
well, yeah, it's a good question.
Okay, my interpretation of your question is, are we currently in some sort of premeditated experiment?
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Couldn't quite find the words, but
Maybe.
Is
Maybe.
Is that what you mean by are we in the Matrix?
Well, you can interpret that however you want, but how I perceive it is that are we in the Matrix in the fact that we have very little choice. We kind of are told what to do, when to do it, how to do it. We get an education to be workers who don't really have any kind of agency on the decisions that they make. We're then told to work for 40 years and then retire and then die 10 years after retirement, that kind of thing. And then going back in and bringing the AI into this conversation, I'm thinking, well, eventually, if AI does grow exponentially, then we'll be working for the robots, and that goes back into the Matrix when the humans were the power source for the robots, which is almost gone full circle. That's what I was referring to.
yeah, it's definitely interesting the way that we go through the motions and the processes of building ourselves up, getting the knowledge, and then you like you said, you buy a house, you work in a job, and most people work, or back in the day, in our parents' day, they work in one job for 40 years, don't experience anything other than that, and growing up and having a house and kids.
And that really scares me,
It's kind of sad.
It's sad and it scares me. Like, I have this conversation with people. Like, if someone said to me, in 40 years' time, you would have lived in Australia for the rest of your life, you would have worked in the same two jobs, and you'll die happy. I'll be like, is that it? Is that what life's about? Like, growing up, going to school, getting a job, having kids, dying. Is that it? Is that, surely there's more to life, like traveling and seeing things and doing things and creating things and being able to,
like life is just a bunch of beautiful moments that you piece together.
Exactly right. But the more you're able to have choice, the more moments you're able
Freedom.
to make. Freedom, choice, agency. Those
Yeah,
kind of things.
yeah. We're confined by the financials of life and our ability to, create a free schedule, which in today's age, this country, it's definitely, people are obsessed with work. And you lose a lot of time to that, don't you?
It's the Matrix, though.
I have a little bit more of a butterfly effect scenario where it comes to more like everything you do, every single breath you take in each place throughout your life, the people you meet, the people you surround yourself, puts you in a place where exactly you are at this moment.
It's manifestation.
Yeah. Well, just everything you do has an action and a reaction.
Absolutely.
So if you go, oh, I'm going to go outside and get some fresh air, you might see a bird over top, and then you might spend an extra 5 minutes there, and you might walk downstairs, and then you
the
miss
bird
the
shits on your
cat
head.
running, and then you don't slip and hit your neck and break your neck. Like there's
Well,
little time. Oh, we're just going a bit dark with it here because we're on a dark suburb. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in general. There's tiny little like. Yeah, that's probably a bit dark.
Fucking break your neck. I just saw a bird.
I just mean like there's tiny little things that can occur.
Press the button. Press the button.
Yeah, get that button.
But if that is the case, then we are. I mean, you are. We are in a simulation a little bit, I guess, because we're put into a position where we have no choice because we only know how to make the decision at that time.
So I don't think we don't have choice. I just think we're led to think that we are limited in the choices that we have.
You mean outside the box thinking?
Exactly right. So, for example, going back to the very start, you said, you know what, we wanted to travel, and having kids now will make it harder to travel. Well, we might make it easier. You'll probably get
Maybe.
onto flights quicker. You'll get in a hotel room quicker. You'll get sat down and at a
Priority.
restaurant quicker. But priority. You know what I mean? So, you know, like who's actually travelled with a kid? And this is where I go back to, you know, the fundamentals of having conversations. Who's ever travelled with a kid and said it's hard to travel with a kid? I've never heard anyone who's travelled with a kid say that. We're just assuming that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, yeah.
We're just
100%.
assuming that. Until somebody's had a kid who's done it, like a few people, you know,
My sister travels with her kids all the time.
and how do you find it?
She says it's great.
There you go. So we're already thinking through conditioning, you know, Pavlov's dogs or whatever, or from what we hear and what we see, what we scroll, YouTube, Instagram. Oh, we can't do this, so we don't do this. Instead of thinking, why is that? Is it from people who've done it, or is that's what we led to believe? That's what, and that's why I see, you know. And so, I was saying today actually at work, I was saying to some of the girls that I train that some people are confused on how I teach and DJ. They're like, but why do you DJ? You're a teacher. I'm like, yeah, I'm a DJ and a teacher. But why do you DJ? It's like, it's a thing I do to kind of, you know, I earn a bit more money, and it's like my cathartic outlet, my creative outlet.
Yep.
And they couldn't see that. They're just programmed saying you have one job, you work 9 to 5, you pay your mortgage, you pay off your house, and when you want to downsize, you sell it, and then you retire. She couldn't see out of that kind of rigid, blanketed, you know, pigeonholed kind of thinking.
But that's what's happened for like eons. People
But
have
it's
been,
worse. I think
people have been forced into thinking one particular mindset, and it's up to them to work out that there is other possibilities, which I think is why the arts are so important.
True.
Creative outlet is so important, and there is a push now, I think, because I've been doing 1, photography, 2, I'm doing podcasting, 3, I'm like meeting all these different creatives. It's the only thing that'll save humanity is having creative outlet and creative license to be able to express yourself.
Okay.
And, you know, is that another version of the Matrix? Maybe. But at least then you have your own ability to make your own decisions and fulfill your own destiny and whatever that is.
I know what you mean. Like, sometimes it does feel like you're a bit stuck in kind of a bit of a
Well,
an
there you go.
alternate
That's
world.
the Matrix right there.
Yeah.
See, I don't personally feel stuck. I feel that people's minds around me are stuck, which kind of pigeonholes my kind of reality, if that makes any sense.
You surround what you surround yourself with is what you become.
Exactly right. But like, exactly right. You know, your vibe or your tribe affects your vibe effectively.
100%.
Yeah, it's definitely true, isn't it? And that's why, like you were saying, to be creative, like when you do stuff that you enjoy, you don't feel like you're wasting time, and you feel like you get a different kind of dopamine and an adrenaline that is fulfilling. and you feel like you've accomplished something. I mean, I'm not in a position to talk right now because I am just flat stick at work. But you know, I miss the creative side of being in the kitchen. That's the reality of going into a different avenue of life.
No, but you have a different outlet for creativity.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And through electrical work, the designing of the where the wires go and all that, it's a different version of creativity.
Yeah, it's using the brain in a different way.
Because I remember we went out for dinner once and you pulled up some photos of like these like cabinets that you just like done. You were kind of like in awe of the way that it was constructed and all this. You know? It's
a different outlet.
It's very different to when you're a chef and you're like creating the food, you know? So we are creative in lots of different ways. I think it's just about acknowledging what that is.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, 100%.
Press a button. I want to be you right now.
So are you Morpheus in the Matrix? Because I'm Neo.
The one.
Why? Because am I the guy that just eats the steak that wants to get back into the Matrix?
No, it's it goes. I want to be someone important, but not too important.
That's you.
Yeah.
Fuck, this is a long one. Stop that.
But he's like, oh, I know this steak ain't real, but I don't care that it's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're kind of like that ignorance is bliss kind of thing.
Yeah.
And people like parameters. They like a salary because it's safety. They don't want to be, uncomfortable or unsafe. They don't want to take risks. That's what I'm referring to.
Risks is a stress card as well. Like when you take a lot of risks, you
It depends, doesn't it?
Well, it depends what those risks are, and and how they affect around you.
Absolutely.
So that's
I think it also depends on what's important to you at this point of time in like your life, right? Like you're preparing to get married. That's important. You're trying to like save cash, like doing all that type of stuff. You've got 2 young kids, and you're like trying to build your house and get all that approved.
Yes.
And what's going on with the tree?
The tree's still there.
Bro,
Tree's still there.
still there?
I love trees. I'm an environmentalist as well.
Yeah.
But it's not a native, so I don't see the point. But anyway, I digress.
And then you've started a new job, like it's what's important to us at this point in time.
Of course. The ebbs and flows and what's the focus of each person's life changes as well, yeah.
But I think the most important thing as well is the people around you. Like Tion said, it's what you surround yourself with is what you become. So if you stay around creative people or people with positive mindsets, you're on a better trajectory. And I think it helps you to become better as well, rather than just, head down and just complaining about stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think so. Do we want some more smelling salts, Town?
I think I'm all right, actually.
You've got a little buddy friend.
I know, he's so cute.
Best friends over there.
So what one's that? That Meanie or Miney?
Luca.
Luca. Italian.
Yeah.
From what's his name in English?
Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
Isn't that a Disney film?
I don't know.
Oh, I think it is.
What?
A
No, it's
Disney-
a singer.
No, it's a Luca. It's a film.
Oh,
from
it's
Disney.
a animation.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm not sure.
It's actually
I wouldn't have a
it's
clue.
about a fish kid or something.
A fish kid.
A fish kid.
Aren't they
okay.
mermaids?
I'm not. No, I don't know. You seem to know more about it than I do.
I got no idea.
Just leave it at that. Put a pin in it.
Shall we do another question?
Yeah, let's do another
Right.
question. You got another question?
Okay. Do a light-hearted one. Okay, sorry, I'll get out That's what she said. Anyway. Best food combinations ever.
Ooh. So we're back on food. We got 2 chefs in the house.
It's never an easy question though, because there's so many good ingredients.
I could give you a few, definitely.
So best duo combination.
Savory, savory or
fire,
sweet?
quick fire.
Up to you.
Don't,
For
don't
me,
think about it
personally-
too hard.
Okay, cool.
Cheese and tomato.
Okay, but yeah.
Cheese and tomato is epic.
Marshmallow and chocolate.
Nah, that's not my vibe. Like Rocky Road.
No?
Don't get Rocky Road. Let's move on.
Sweet citrus.
Yeah.
Sweet and citrus.
Yeah.
What about as simple as pasta and sauce?
Avocado and Worcestershire sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it good?
That's just the bomb. That's the bomb.
Another good one for me is egg and bacon,
Oh yeah.
Classic.
But I mean, it helps with some other elements as well.
or eggs and smoked salmon.
Of course, pork and apple's got to be in there.
Pork and apple.
Pork and
Yeah.
sweet or citrus. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Scottie Pippen and Jordan.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know if I'd have to probably take Rodman. You need the back half for the team.
Yeah, but there's only 2.
Duo.
I know, but would you take Scotty over Rodman?
I think Scotty.
Well, if
But
you
Rodman
run,
was
if
a
you
dude
run
though,
into
isn't
the
he?
pain, yeah,
But Rodman was a dude, man.
yeah, he was.
Carmen Electra.
He was a dude.
Kobe and James.
I don't think did they play together? Kobe and James?
No,
I don't think they played together. I think they may play against each other.
Yeah.
No,
I think he
they
was
were
in
in-
Heats when.
No, they were at the Lakers together.
Nah.
Wasn't he in Miami when he? I don't know. I'm
No.
not-
Kobe and
Kobe's always
James.
played for the Lakers, didn't he?
No.
LeBron James?
LeBron James was
LeBron.
playing
Yeah,
for the
LeBron James and Kobe, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they
he
didn't
was
play
pl-
together.
Yeah, but he wasn't he in Miami Heat and Kobe in Lakers when?
But then
were
they
playing?
played together in the Lakers.
Oh, but they played against each other.
Yeah, they
After that,
used to play against each other and then they played together.
They didn't play together.
I'd have to bring it up on screen.
I'm
if
not
they
sure.
did, it would have been
I don't
for
think
a
they played
show.
against each
Jamie.
other. Luca,
Could be
you're
waiting a
up.
while.
Luca, you're up.
Salt and pepper.
Classic.
The band, the rap band.
No, salt and pepper. Like
Mushroom and goat cheese has got to be in
Oh,
there.
that's good.
It's
That's
classic.
Good. That's good.
Johnson and Johnson.
Come on, hit that button. Hit that button.
Yes, it's a wrap. We're done. Johnson and Johnson, J&J, 3192. Oh, mic drop. Let's go, man.
Eminem,
Eminem. I'm back.
as in the chocolate. Eminem.
But what's the second one?
Yeah.
Was it just
Peanut
M&M?
M&Ms. Peanut M&Ms.
Peanut
There you go.
M&Ms.
Well, actually,
Well,
do one more-
let's talk about do a couple quick that don't go together. Like I'm a bit of a fan of like ice cream and Coke. Like like a
Ooh,
spider.
like a spider.
Yeah, I'm
What's
not a
wrong with
fan.
that?
I'm not a fan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Me, what doesn't go? Chicken schnitzel and tomato sauce, like a parma.
Oh, I heard this on your radio show.
What?
Parmas are rubbish.
Can we
I'm
just
sorry,
cut it from before
Parma.
when we did the
Wait.
Johnson and Johnson? Because
Hey, can we
Schnitzel,
actually have a
tomato,
question?
No. The chicken is quite a neutral flavour and tomato is really strong. It overpowers it. Really overpowers it. You can't taste chicken. All you get is a tomatoey, cheesy.
you're gonna come over for dinner and I'm gonna cook like the best parma. Like I'm
I'm
gonna
happy
sous
to
vide the
try it.
chicken. I'm gonna double pan on glaze it. I'm gonna deep fry it. I'm gonna use panko crumb. I'm gonna
Deep
make
throat it, did you say?
What
Yeah.
what were those words you just said?
Yeah. And then
Hey.
we'll go from there.
Try it. Do it. Whatever.
There is some terrible parmas out there, so I can vouch for you on that. But when you have a good one, you know.
Yeah, if it's done
Right.
right.
As
If
in a
it's
Mexican
chicken
parma.
Well, yeah. Like if it's a good chicken schnitzel, delicious. Really good with nice chips and the salad. Very traditional
recall-
Austrian, whatever. But tomato is so overpowering.
I just recall one day when we were both at Frank's and you had the burger and you didn't like the sauce, so you're not a sauce guy.
I love sauce.
But
I like the sauce, but it was just like all over my hands. It was a bit.
you don't like messy. You like clean food. Like simple, clean.
Time and a place. Time and a place.
You must fold.
What's that mean, fold?
Do you fold or scrunch?
I'm so lost right now.
Are you talking about wiping your ass? Because I mean, shit and toilet paper go together well.
Good combo.
Good combo.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a theory. There's a theory. If you're a real clean freak, you like fold
Okay.
because you're very conscious.
I've never thought about this.
But if you're not a clean freak, you just scrunch and you don't really care.
I think I fold. I'm an iron. Okay.
Pineapple on pizza. It's just a no for me.
No.
It's a no for
Oh,
me.
that was going
This-
to be my question.
This one always gets put out there. Sorry, but
Pineapple on pizza? No.
look, I love pineapple.
Why?
It's just I don't know.
Sweet and savoury.
I don't know, man.
Anchovies on pizza?
Love anchovies.
Good anchovies, fresh anchovies, not the tin crap. Like
I
proper.
don't do pineapple on pizza either.
Nah, pineapple on
can't.
pizza.
I don't like. I don't even like it. Like I eat a lot of Thai food as well, and I don't even like it in curry.
It should.
I'll have a lychee in a curry, but not a pineapple.
Pineapple should
Wow.
be
I'm
in.
weird. I'm weird like that. I just don't like pineapple. Cooked pineapple.
Wow.
I don't mind some passion fruit, but pineapple,
I'm picky, huh?
Yeah, but
dragon fruit.
do you know what?
I'm all for it. Pineapple, hell no.
Johnson and Johnson?
Also,
Pineapple flavour.
because in some curries they have tomato, and tomatoes are fruit as well, isn't it?
Yes. In it.
Curry. I like.
Shout out to
Siri.
Siri
Yeah.
and Georgie.
So pineapple on pizza. I don't really care if you know.
So we got 2.5
Nose.
no's, and you got 1 yes. So 2.5.
Are you a pineapple on pizza guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I love it.
I was actually gonna bring up the question of overrated foods, and one of them was pizza. Because pizza, I find, is a sandwich. You take off the top and you grill it. You bake it or you broil it, whatever you call it in this country. And that's what pizza is. And people
I can
go,
see a whole bunch of Italians' hearts just fucking
Just
breaking.
melting. Yeah, no,
breaking.
you mustn't.
those
have
types of
good
pizzas
pizza.
are different.
Proper
He
pizza.
also snaps his pasta before he puts it in the water.
Fuck. You're
Really?
Fold, no, he folds it, bro.
I fold it.
Folds it.
I fold my penne. That's a cheese one, by the way.
Oh, really?
You stick it all on your fingers and just put your whole hand in the pot.
And wait, like, and then to check it's cooked, I throw it on the ceiling. If it comes down, yeah, it's not cooked yet.
You pour the sauce in your mouth and just wait for the pasta to drop.
100%.
Can't be tomato sauce. It's too much flavour.
Too much pineapple.
Did you have another question that wasn't about?
About food.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. All right. I don't really save it for the next one. Should I save it for the next one?
No, spit it out.
All
Let's
right,
go.
okay.
And then we might wrap up.
Okay. Do women dress for women or dress for men?
This is a tough question, and we could get slaughtered if we answer.
Or
this
shall we
the
save
wrong
it for
way.
next episode?
I don't know.
Da 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 da.
I think
Snoop Dogg.
I think they dress for themselves.
they dress for themselves.
I think there's a lot to unpack there when it comes to like whether what suits them, what they like to wear, what they feel comfortable in. You know what I mean?
No.
You just wanted to say that so I could. So you just made that question up so one of us could say that so that you could say no. That was a whole ploy.
Shit. What is this
That was a
podcast
well-planned
become?
joke.
3192. Oh.
There's a bit of an O there.
That's a very big oh.
So, sorry. Let me go deeper into my question. And it's trying to explain what I'm referring to. Do women dress for other women to get approval of them, or get approval from other women, or get approval from men? That's what I'm referring to. Not personal approval, but
How deep do you want to go? Because it could get pretty deep.
I think it depends.
okay. Let's unpack.
I just think it depends. Depends on the situation.
Okay.
And I think it depends on intent. And like whether or not they're like they've got like an important meeting at work, or like they're going on a date, or like they're catching up with friends, or like the way that they're feeling during the day, or like what's happening in their life at that point in time. Like, you know, like the thing about dressing is that it is personal preference and it is a form of creativity as well.
Okay.
Like, you know, and some
And
people,
expression.
yeah, and expression,
Yeah.
like personal expression. So I think it, like it just depends.
Well, you know, we're pretty, you know, fashionistas in the sense, like we all have a bit of fashion taste and stuff like that. And I've got mates that have, you know, like, what are you going to wear? I'm just going to wear the jumper and the shoes that I have, you know, and it's kind of like, you know, when they meet me and they go, oh, wow, you've got like a room full
Full of jumpers and
of
shoes.
jumpers and sneakers and stuff. And they go, what's going on here? And it's like, well, I love fashion and I want to be able to express myself through that. So I think there's a line between like similar to men and similar to women where they choose the situation and then they choose what they're comfortable in and whether or not it matters to them is another thing, you know, like whether or not they feel like they need to look a certain way or if they're just happy with whatever they want to wear.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of social pressure as well around that, because you think, you know, everything that you do now is, or most people document on Instagram or socials, so they always want to look the best, or they want to look appealing to whatever that is that they're trying to get to on the social vibe, you know?
Yeah, there's so much pressure behind
Yeah,
that as well,
it's a
man.
lot of pressure, man.
Oh, man. Like, I mean, you know, like think about when we were young, like how much pressure we had to look good.
Thomas
When
the
we
Tank
went-
Engine
when
all
we,
day,
you know,
man.
like, you know, we're Bart Simpson's shirt when we were like 18, you know what I mean? Just go up the road, you know.
Did you ever have those hypercolor t-shirts?
Oh, man.
Yes.
They were
Yeah,
the
man.
best. I
They're-
reckon they should bring them back. Let's make them bring back the hyper.
Yeah.
Or the flashing trainer soles.
Yeah.
They were pretty gangster.
LA lights or LA gear?
LA, they
LA
brought those
gear.
back, the LA
Yeah.
gear lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember them.
They looked better back then.
The time and a place and all that.
There was definitely a time and a place, man. Yeah. You pretty much could have just had the pop out wheels in them now and you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Just they're too much for me.
Well, thanks so much, boys, for coming along for an episode of
3192.
3192. Oh! Untucked.
Shout out to Georgie.
Shout out to Siri.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Hudson. Hi, Ria.
Thanks, everyone, for listening in. Make sure you hit subscribe with that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. See ya.
Peace.